Hi, everyone. I'm Chief Certified Meteorologist Betty Davis. We have the new advisory in on Tropical Storm Dorian. Our hurricane specialist Brian Norcross is standing by. And Brian, just as we suspected, not much change in terms of the intensity.
Not right now, Betty, because the system got disrupted today. There's a lot of dry air in it. It ran into a mountain in St. Lucia, so 50-mile-an-hour winds. The 5 o'clock advisory moving west-northwest at 13, so still on about the same track, but the track is displaced from what it was by about 50 miles on up to the north. All right, let's look at the cone now, because there is a little difference in the cone because everything moved up as the storm reformed. Now we have it coming much more likely over Puerto Rico here. The thinking is it will intensify as it approaches Puerto Rico. They have it in the 65-mile-an-hour plus or minus range, so still a strong tropical storm, still the possibility of hurricane force winds in Puerto Rico and the surrounding islands there. And then it gets up into the southern Bahamas. So here is the current thinking, and this has not changed at all, coming up toward Florida, but bearing in mind that the computer models that all this is based on are off now because of this change in the track. So we're really not going to have as much confidence in our ability to forecast this at all until we see the new computer models, and that won't be until tomorrow. But that's the latest information here at 5. And let's go back to Betty for the local weather.
Brian, I do have one question for you. If, as you suggested, that center of circulation moves over Puerto Rico, potentially that center gets disrupted again. So maybe knocking it down even more, and then we'll see once it heads toward the Bahamas.
Yeah, we haven't heard the so-called discussion, the thinking from the forecasters of the Hurricane Center yet, but I'm thinking that they are keeping this in the tropical storm range here because they're thinking it's going to get significantly disrupted over Puerto Rico. Remember, it did over St. Lucia, and that's only 3,000 feet. Puerto Rico is more than 4,000 feet. So we would think that that would be a very disruptive event if it went right over that island.
All right, Brian, I look forward to talking to you again at the top of the hour. If you are just checking in, the new advisory, the new cone is out from the National Hurricane Center, and we'll break this down more coming up at 5 o'clock.